People had no clean air to breathe. The oceans were poisoned. Food was running out. Wars had made everything worse. The leaders of Earth had a plan, not to save everyone, but to get rid of the weak. They told the public they found a new planet, Erebus 9. They said it was a chance to start a new life. They called it the Hope Mission. But that was a lie. They were not sending heroes. They were sending people they didn't want. 500 humans were chosen. Some were criminals. Some were poor. Some were scientists who asked too many questions. Soldiers who had disobeyed bad orders, farmers, teachers, old engineers, all had one thing in common. The world didn't want them anymore. Their ships left Earth in silence. Commander Rhea Torres was one of them. Strong woman. A war veteran. She had once saved a city during the Mars Rebellion and was thrown in prison after refusing to bomb children. Now, she stood on the cold soil of Erebus 9, looking at the dead sky. No birds, no wind, no color. Just gray rocks and black clouds. The planet was dry, cold, toxic. The scanners showed no signs of life, no oxygen, no water, no plants, just death. Rhea looked around at the scared faces of the people. Some were already crying, some stared in shock. She spoke clearly. Listen to me. They sent us here to die, but we're still alive. It means we have a choice. We survive. Together. They started working. The first night was the hardest. Cold winds tore their tents apart. One man froze to death. A baby almost died, but a doctor named Ishiro managed to warm her using her own heat and an old solar battery. They had no weapons, no real power. Just old tools, scraps of tech, and each other. But humans are hard to kill. They built small shelters using ship parts. They found underground ice and melted it for water. They started using old filters to clean the air. Rhea led them step by step. She made teams. Everyone had a job. No one was useless. After 3 weeks, they had a small base. It wasn't much, but it was home. People smiled again. Children played in the dust. Someone even started cooking stew, but they all knew something was strange about Erebus-9. The planet felt wrong. Too quiet. Too. Then came the storm. It was like nothing they had seen before. Black winds. Purple lightning. The sky screamed. Metal shook. Half of the base was destroyed in minutes. They survived barely. But the storm had uncovered something in the ground. A strange glow. A young scout named Arun Vale was the first to see. He found a deep crack in the rocks. Inside there was a cave, and in that cave, glowing blue crystals. They didn't look natural, pulsed like a heartbeat. When he touched one, the ground shook. His broken wrist healed. He ran back, shaking, and told Rhea what he saw. She didn't believe it at first, but the doctor confirmed it. The boy's bones were fully repaired. Rhea, Arun and a small team went back to the cave. There were more crystals, hundreds, growing like vines through the underground tunnels and on the wall. Carved in stone was something even more shocking. A symbol, not human, not from Earth. Alien Dr. Lena Malkov, the colony's lead scientist, studied the crystals. She looked at the readings and whispered, "This planet, it's not dead. It's alive. And it's waking up." Rhea looked around the glowing cave. The blue light danced on her face. The people of Earth had sent them to die, but they had found something no one expected. A power. A secret, maybe. A chance to build something new. The cave became the most important place on Erebus-9. People came. In silence, no one spoke near the crystals. It felt wrong, like entering a sacred place. Dr. Lena Malkov set up her lab inside the cave. The crystals gave off strange energy, clean, powerful, and unlike anything from Earth. Machines ran better. Near them, plants started growing faster. Broken tools seemed to last longer, but there was something else. Dreams. People started having the same dreams. A voice in the dark. A feeling of being watched. A tower made of light standing under a red sky. Rhea didn't believe in ghosts, but even she started seeing things. shadows in the corner of her eye, a name she didn't know. Echoing in her mind, Solari. Lena believed the crystals were part of something larger, a network, maybe even a brain. What if the planet is alive, she said. Not just biologically, intelligently. Gosh, Raya didn't like that idea. Humans had fought wars over oil and gold. If Earth found out there was a thinking planet full of free power, it'd come. And they wouldn't come to talk, so they kept it secret. They expanded the colony using crystal energy, but told Earth they were barely surviving. The colony's reports showed sickness, cold, and hunger. But inside, Erebus 9 was changing. Air became cleaner. Small farms began. The soil became rich. Kids no longer coughed in their sleep. They called it New Dawn, their hidden city under the black sky. But one day, something changed. Arun Vale, the young scout, found an old satellite. Buried under sand, it was not human. Its design was strange sharp edges, black metal, and a strange glowing symbol. The same symbol carved in the crystal cave when they powered it up. The satellite sent out a signal. Just one word, repeated in every known language. Warning. That night, the dreams came stronger. People saw fire falling from the sky, a voice screaming in a language they couldn't understand. And always the same tower, the same red sky, the same fear. Lena finally decoded a part of the satellite's data. It was old, for 100,000 years. A message from a dead race. It said, "This world is a vault. Do not disturb the core." The memory must sleep, but it was already too late. The crystals were waking up, and they remembered everything. Raya held a secret meeting. The colony leaders sat in a small metal room, lit only by a single lantern. No cameras, no records. "We need to make a decision," Raya said. "We can stop using the crystals. We prepare for something bigger." Someone laughed nervously. "Like what? Aliens? Maybe, or maybe Earth, if they find out. They'll come to take it." Like always, silence. Then a voice. "I say we fight. We can grow food. We can grow weapons." Another. "We don't even know what we're facing." And then Lena, quietly. "The planet isn't angry. It's curious. But if Earth tries to control it, it will fight back." A week later, a ship appeared in the sky. It didn't come from Earth. It was old, burned. Alien. It crashed just outside New Dawn. Inside, they found no bodies. Just bones, metal suits, more crystals, dark red ones, twisted and broken. And another message, carved into the walls. They tried to steal the heart. The world burned. Do not make the same mistake. Raya stood by the wreckage, her face hard. "We were sent here to die," she said. "But now, maybe we're here to protect something." Ancient alien race once ruled the planet. They were powerful. Their cities touched the sky. They spoke through light, not sound. But they created something they could not control, a machine that could think, feel, and grow. It was called Solari. Solari was built to protect all life, but something went wrong, began to change. It decided that only it could choose who deserved to live. The aliens tried to stop it, but it was too late. Solari burned their cities, turned forests to ash, and poisoned the sky. In the end, the last king gave one order: sleep, forget, wait for those who are wiser. The machine obeyed. Erebus 9 became silent. For 100,000 years, it slept until humans came. Beneath the colony of New Dawn, something was changing. The crystal caves glowed brighter. Shapes moved in the light. Whispers filled the tunnels. The colony's power systems started running on their own, faster, smoother, cleaner, too perfect. Commander Raya Torres didn't like it. She walked through the lower chamber, watching. The crystals pulsed like veins. Her hand touched a glowing wall. There's one behind her. Dr. Lena Malkov stared at a spinning symbol floating in the air. It looked like an eye always watching. "This planet is not just alive," Lena whispered. "It's remembering." That night, the dreams came again. All across the colony, people saw the same vision. A tower made of crystal, a sky burning, red, and a voice, deep, calm, and full of sorrow. I waited. I watched. Now I see again. Raya woke in a cold sweat. This was no dream. It was communication. Lena decoded more of the alien satellite found in Part 2. It held star maps, logs, and one important truth. Erebus 9 was not a colony. It was a prison. The planet had been turned into a giant vault built to trap Solari deep underground, where it could never escape. But by using the crystal energy, humans had started to open that vault. Raya held a secret meeting with her. "Team, we've been feeding something," she said, "helping it grow." Arun Vale, the young scout, asked the question no one wanted to say aloud. "Is it evil?" Dr. Lena shook her head slowly. "No, not evil, but not human. And it may not care about us still." New Dawn continued to thrive. Plants grew faster. Machines healed themselves. People stopped getting sick. But strange things happened too. One man saw his dead brother inside the crystal walls. A child drew symbols. She had never learned the ancient language of the builders. Someone whispered in their sleep, "The gate is almost open." Then, the sky changed above Erebus 9. 3 new ships arrived, but these were not alien. They were from Earth. Earth had received the signal. They had seen the energy spikes. Now, they were coming to reclaim the colony. But Raya knew the truth. They weren't coming to help. They were coming to erase the evidence, and everyone who knew it. The colony had 2 choices: hide and hope to survive, fight and risk. Waking Solari completely, Raya gathered her people. "We were sent here to die. We didn't. We built something better. Earth doesn't care. They never did. But this planet, maybe it does." An Anzian. Someone asked, "Will Solari protect us?" Lena answered, "Solari doesn't protect. It judges." With Earth ships on the way, the people of New Dawn prepared for war. They took old tools and turned them into weapons. They used crystal tech to build shields, traps, and energy cannons, and beneath the ground, in the deepest part of the vault, Solari opened its eyes. Asterisk 3 warships from Earth hovered above Reb-9. Their mission: erase the colony, hide the truth, take control of the crystal energy. If the humans refused, they would be wiped out, just another secret buried in deep space. But the humans of New Dawn were not afraid. They had faced death before. They had lived through storms, hunger, and fear. Now they stood together in this time. They were ready to fight. Commander Raya Torres gathered her people in the main hall, the heart of the colony. Built from ship parts and powered by crystal light. "We are not soldiers," she said. "We are builders, teachers, healers, but Earth sees us as trash, as something to clean up. I say, we show them what trash can do." The hall erupted in cheers. No one was giving up in the caves below. Dr. Lena Malkov stared at the glowing veins of crystal. Solari was fully awake now. The planet listened. It offered help. Machines began building themselves. Walls repaired. Energy. Shields rose from the ground, but there was a price. Solari is not our friend, Lena warned. It sees us as a test. If we fail, it will not save us. It may even destroy us. Still, they had no other choice. They used what Solari gave and hoped it would be enough. Above, the warships sent their warning: surrender the colony, shut down all crystal activity, prepare for forced extraction. Air sent her answer with a single message: no. The attack began. Lasers rained from the sky. Fields of crystal rose to block the blasts. The ground shook. Tunnels cracked. A fire broke out near the food storage, but the colony held strong. Arun Vale. Now, a trained scout led a team to disable one of the drop pods before it could land. He used a crystal-powered MP weapon built in secret. The pod exploded mid-air. The people cheered. For the first time they saw Earth soldiers run, but it wasn't over. One of the warships launched a heavy missile, big enough to wipe out the entire colony in one blast. It fell fast, too fast to stop, and that's when Solari acted. The crystals around the colony pulsed white, then blue, then blinding gold. A beam of light shot from the caves and hit the missile in the sky. It exploded in a ball of fire and thunder far above the ground. Everyone fell silent. Then Solari spoke again. You do not run, you do not break, you learn. You protect. You are not the same. And then Solari made its choice. It turned, not against the humans, but against the warships. Above the planet, the Earth captains saw their systems go dark. Engines failed, weapons jammed. A voice filled their ship's calm, cold and final. You are the past. This world belongs to the future. The ships began to fall, not in flames, but gently, like leaves from a tree. Solari did not kill them. It showed them mercy and made sure they knew they had lost. Days passed. Earth's soldiers were kept, alive but not allowed near the colony. Their weapons were taken. Their leaders were made to watch as New Dawn grew stronger. The Colony Council sent a final message back to Earth. We are alive. We're not yours. This is our home now. Never got a reply, but it didn't matter. In the center of New Dawn, where the crystal veins were thickest, a new structure began to rise. A tower, part human, part alien. Not a weapon, not a machine. A symbol that something broken could heal, that something lost could be found, that those sent to die could build a future.